Welcome back to episode 137 of the ATD Baseball Podcast. And as you can see, I'm back here at Dodger Stadium again. It has been a while since I have done a live recording from Dodger Stadium. We are in the middle of a kind of a rough patch with the Dodgers, and that might be putting it lightly, but we're in the middle of a 6 game homestand. We just got our asses handed to us again by the Brewers, got swept over the weekend. We'll touch on them and my team too coming up here shortly. And now we got the Minnesota Twins, the Twinks, that are coming in town. And quick side story, their hat says TC on it. And until I went to Minnesota a couple months ago to get my brother from college, I finally realized what that meant. Twin Cities. What a dumbass, huh? It's crazy. I can't believe it took me all these years to realize what that was. But anyway, um, we're going to discuss. We got stuff that we want to talk about today, but of course, before we get into all that, Kyle, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. This is one of those weeks that I always look forward to during the baseball
Yes,
season.
sir.
And side note on your Twins comment, I've seen a lot of Twins baseball in my life with being a Yankees fan in the
Yeah,
postseason.
you've
So
murdered them all
um,
the time.
yeah, exactly. So the Twin Cities thing, I totally get it. I don't think I might not have known if it wasn't for the Yankees playing them all the time. But anyway, um, yeah, no, man. This is one of those weeks that I always look forward to. I circle it on the calendar every year. We have Cooperstown coming up this week. This is going to be the last recording before we are together in person and heading our way up to Cooperstown. So super excited for that. This is going to come out on Tuesday, the 22nd, and then obviously the 24th of July
Flying
is when
in.
Melo, you fly in. I'm gonna come get you, and we're gonna head up on the 25th. So, super stoked, super excited. Cannot wait. Get to see my guy CC there, Ichiro, Billy Wagner. So it's gonna be one of the cool weeks again that we get to spend doing what we love to do. But other than that, man, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, it's business as usual up until then. How are you,
Uh,
man?
Absolutely, I'm doing well. Obviously, my team sucks at the moment, but um, I'm doing well. Very much looking forward to this weekend being up in Cooperstown. You mentioned it. You're going to see your guys CC and Ichiro. I can't wait to go to the museum Friday and see that beautiful World Series Dodger commemorative memorabilia. I want to see all of it. Even though I've already seen pictures and I know what's going to be there, I can't wait to see it in person. And I'm telling you right now, I know you're not going to like it, but you and Mikey are going to sit in front of that damn wall and we're going to watch that mini movie together. I might
Oh,
cry. I might cry while I'm watching that, to be honest with you. Uh,
I might punch the fucking thing.
yeah, then you're going to get escorted out of the building and have your credentials revoked. So we will not be doing that. But I can't wait. I'm very excited. I can't wait to wear my beautiful, and I'm spoiling it now, but I can't wait to wear my beautiful gold jersey to the museum Friday. Oh, of course, have to be a little bit of professionalism. There has to be a little bit of professionalism. I will, when we get our credentials Friday, I will not show up in that jersey because I don't want to look like a lunatic that I already am. But as soon as we get out of there and we go into the town, oh, that beautiful gold jersey is coming right on, and I can't wait to see. I might just skip the rest of the museum. I'm just gonna go straight to the postseason section. I'll see you guys in an hour. But anyways, I'm doing extremely well. Can't wait for this weekend. It's always fun. Our third year. It's crazy already that we're doing this for the third time, and the classes just keep getting better and better.
They
That's
do.
one of the main things I've been taking away from this, having gone up the last 2 years. But yeah, very much looking forward to that, and yeah, little less than 60 something hours from now, I'll be on a plane
Yeah,
on
man.
the way to Philly. So I can't wait to get there, and can't wait to get everything underway. But we have stuff that we want to get to first. We have Tigers 60 games, first team to 60 wins in Major League Baseball. The Milwaukee Brewers, they are like the hottest team in Major League Baseball right now, and they're still not first place in their division, which is crazy. David Robertson, of course, signs with Philly yesterday, and then we're gonna talk Yankees, specifically Spencer Jones, and then we're gonna talk about my shitty ass baseball team too at the end here because they're not playing good ball right now. But anyways, we'll start right at the top here with the Tigers because unfortunately I'm on a little bit of a time limit. Um, The Tigers, the first team to 60 wins. Um, Not surprised. You know, it's crazy. I was telling this to my coworkers because I had a coworker come up to me yesterday and say, "Hey, I had no idea the Tigers were that good." I'm like, "Hey, man, they're like arguably the best team in the sport this year." And I was saying that because remember, the Dodgers opened up their season here at Dodger Stadium opening weekend against this same Tigers team, and we swept all three games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now that's a distant memory now. No one even remembers that. So they're the first team to 60 wins. It is super impressive what they've been able to do. I mentioned this to you last week. The Tigers have that little magic pixie dust, and I don't mean that like they're a lucky team or they've been coming from behind from a lot of times. Like no, they hit the ball well. They have great starting pitching, specifically in Tarek Skubal. But you know, not a lot of people were. I mean, people were high on the Tigers, but I don't think people were expecting this to have 60 wins already at this point in the season and be have the best record in baseball approaching the July 30th trade deadline day. But are the Tigers the team to beat in the American League this year? I think they are. I think no matter who gets into the American League, I do think the Tigers are coming out no matter what. But are they the clear favorite, or is there another team that you think could challenge them in the end?
I mean, they have to be, right? I mean, holy shit. I mean, 60 wins on the year. This team has proved so much. And I like how you had said like, nobody really expected this, but I'm going to tell you something. I did. From the
Yes, you
very
did.
beginning, from the very beginning of this season, I picked them to be in the World Series. Now, last week we switched up our World Series pick if we chose to, and I did because my NL pick was absolutely terrible, and I will completely take take blame for that. I picked the Braves, um, but I switched them over, man. I stuck with my AL team, and and then I went with the Cubs. So I this Tigers team, man, I had all the faith in them at the beginning of the season, and they're doing exactly what I expected. Now, first team to 60 wins. I don't know if I expected all that. The, putting I mean preseason projections to what they are now come July deadline. Yeah, it's very hard to do that. No matter how high you are on a team, no matter if you're high on the Dodgers, high on the Tigers, high on any of these teams. I mean, it's very hard to replicate the preseason projection into actual play. But the Tigers have done that. This pitching staff is so damn good. The bullpen's good, and this lineup it's so young, but they have put everything together. And I think that's huge, man. For the fact that this team is young, I don't think people understand just how young this team is. Um, Now, does that worry me for the postseason a little bit? Possibly. The inexperienced team, things like that. But they did get a taste of it last year, which I'm hoping that they can build off of. I have a hunch here. Okay, that if the Yankees keep playing like this and they find themselves getting booted out of the playoffs very early, or they don't even make it in general, this Tiger team might be my honorary team. They come out of my league. They're fun to watch. Terry Skuball's an absolute dog. Cameron Maybin, I'm looking at you. I saw those tweets, man. I want it. But if anybody who doesn't know, Cameron Maybin had said about if the Tigers aren't careful, Terry Skubal can find himself towing the slab in the Bronx, which I would absolutely love to see. But we're talking about the Tigers here. Yeah, man. I can't say enough about this team. I love what they've done. AJ Hinch, he's the right guy for the job. He's had his past. I have my vendettas against him, but I overlook it and I look at what the product on the field is, and that's a winning ball club. That's a damn good ball club. So, props to everybody in the Tigers organization. Organization. I did not expect it this early. I thought they were a few years out. They kind of proved it last year, and this year they're taking it and running with it. So, overall, I love what this team is doing, and they're so fun to watch, man. If you have a chance, this goes for listeners too. If you have a chance and you're not a Tiger fan and you're not really seeing all of this, I'm kind of like your coworker who had said he didn't even expect the Tigers were this good of a team. I want you to go watch the Tigers game, dude. It's fundamentally good baseball. It is so exciting. This young club's getting behind it. It's a fun watch, man. And one of the things that I've really picked up on since we started doing media and since we've gotten into this industry, I've become more of a baseball fan instead of just a Yankees fan. And I appreciate good baseball, and that's what I see out of this Tiger team. And I'm here for it. I'm on this bandwagon, and I can't wait to see where they go. Truly,
Yeah, absolutely. I changed my World Series pick too last week. Of course, I said the Texas Rangers at the beginning of the season, which I mean, yeah, they're still in striking distance and can make a postseason spot. But I don't see them winning 3 rounds just to get to a World Series. But yeah, this Tiger team is clearly the team to beat. They're clicking on all cylinders. Um, the thing that concerns me though, and I heard them talking about it on the broadcast last night, and I saw it firsthand, like in the eighth inning, they have trouble scoring with runners in scoring position.
hmm
They should have easily blown out the game yesterday against the Rangers, but Tarek Schoolball had a little trouble in the seventh inning. He pitched fantastic, don't get me wrong, but had some struggles there in the seventh inning. And then the guy came in, gave up a wild pitch, and then all of a sudden it's a 1-1 game. Excuse me, it's a 1-1 game. But that's the one thing that concerns me. The only thing that concerns me about this team going to the postseason is the hitting. They have to be better with runners in scoring position. And you mentioned AJ Hinch a little bit earlier. I know everybody's not going to like this, but AJ Hinch, and it hurts me to say this, he's a damn good manager. I hate
he
to admit
is.
it. He is. And listen, obviously he got punished. A slap on the wrist, but you get the idea. He got punished by Major League Baseball, got fired and then was out of baseball for like a year. And then he took this Tiger job, and, I think everybody was kind of laughing at him. And at the moment, it's like, why would you take the Tigers job? Like, this team is not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. And even if you're not going to be the guy to turn it around. Well, guess what? He did, and now
Yep,
they're the best team in the sport, record wise. And again, I hate to admit it, and as a Dodger fan, it absolutely hurts to say, but AJ Hinch is a damn good manager, and dare I say, let's not forget about that, because I think he's kind of reminding us of those days in Houston when he was manning the ship and how good those teams were and how far they were able to get in the postseason. And he's doing it again in the American League just with the Tigers, and we'll see. Right now, they have the best record in baseball, and we'll see where they finish. We'll see where they finish here, and it looks like Detroit's going to have more home games this year in the
that's
postseason. Remember, they didn't have much because they had to play the 2 games in Houston, and then they had to play the 2 in Cleveland. So looks like they're going to get more home games this year, and that's always good for the fans and stuff. Um, moving on, do we have to talk about the Milwaukee Brewers? I don't want to. I don't want to, but they are currently riding a 10-game winning streak, including taking all 6 games from my Dodgers in the last like 2 weeks. They swept us when we went over to Milwaukee the week before the All Star break, and then they come in here out of the All Star break and take 3 games. Now, I want to give credit to Pat Murphy, the Brewers manager, because he did say yesterday that even though they did sweep my Dodgers, he acknowledged the fact that, hey, the Dodgers are kind of scuffling right now. A lot of their guys aren't healthy. They're missing some pieces. So I appreciate that. But again, that doesn't take away from how impressive the Milwaukee Brewers have looked, not just against my team, but over the last like month and a half. They have been one of the best teams in baseball since like May 1st, I believe. And um, again, they got off to a slow start, and it was like, damn, like the Brewers were 3 outs away against the Mets last year from going to the division series. They blew it, and then they got off to a little slow start again this year, and that's on top of losing some pieces that have helped them win in the past. But they are currently one of the hottest, if not the hottest team in the sport right now. And we have a two-legged race between the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers, and this gives me a lot of back in the like late 2010s, like the Craig Counsell when he was still managing the Brewers, and they were going back and forth, specifically 2018. So the Central's extremely hot right now. But this is all about the Brewers. I love what I'm seeing out of this team. They have so many flamethrowers in their rotation and in the bullpen that can blow you by with 100. And that's the thing that was so impressive, is that the Dodgers cannot handle their pitching. Like, I think up until I believe like the 5th game on Saturday, the Dodgers had like a under 1 ERA off of all Milwaukee pitching. And that includes bullpen, not just the starting pitchers. That includes the bullpen too. So I really impressed with what I've seen out of this Brewers team so far. And there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to continue, and they're probably going to add. They're probably going to add at this trade deadline. We'll see what they can do. But hey, a 10-game winning streak is nothing to be is something to be very proud of, and let's see how far Milwaukee can go with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you touched on their pitching, so I'll touch on their offense a little bit. They're getting production everywhere, man. 1 through 9. I mean, they they look so good, and it came at a perfect time too because on their 10-game winning streak, they find themselves 59-40. They're tied for the I'm sorry, for the best record in baseball, or I'm sorry, was the best record in baseball up until Detroit won, but second best record in baseball and tied for the NL Central. I'll tell you one thing: this NL Central I feel, is going to come down to the wire. I mean, I think the Cubs are going to be they have to be buyers. The Brewers are now probably buyers now with the way that they're playing. Um, and this is something that we touched on for years, man. I mean, the the two central divisions have been wide open for the last, I don't know, what, 3 4 years, give or take, maybe 5 years. It's kind of been wide open where any of these teams, if you put a little bit of money forward and you're active on these trade markets and things like that, um, you can make a push. And that's what the Brewers have been kind of at the top and then kind of took the step back, but now they find themselves right back up top. So, yeah, it's a division that they could win. Now, obviously, the Cubs are a little tough there, but if you add at the deadline and you add the right pieces and you continue to play like this, managed by a guy like Pat Murphy, I like him. I do. I like his managing style. I think he's one of those guys who he's a little of a quiet manager. I mean, his guys play hard for him, man. 1 through 9, they're clicking. The pitching has been nasty, and I mean, it's just it's crazy what you're seeing out of him, man. 10-game winning streak is nothing to scoff at, and they find themselves tied for in the NL Central. So good for them, man. They're playing good baseball, and they deserve it. So this is another one of those teams I'm excited to see more out of. And I think the Tigers and Brewers, the two teams we're specifically talking today, I think they're going to give that to us. So I'm excited for the rest of the year. And this deadline too, man, it's looming. We have a total of 10 days left until the trade deadline. I am super stoked for this, man, and I think potentially both of these teams we talked about today are going to be active. So I'm super excited.
Absolutely. David Robertson, welcome back to Philly. This is like his third time now in the Phillies. I saw a clip of the other day where he closed out Game One of the World Series when the Phillies won in Game One in 2022. I'm like, damn, I completely forgot he was on that team. But finally, somebody signed this guy, and it was funny because I saw a lot of Phillies fans complaining that why would you sign freaking David Robertson again? It's like
Because you
I
need
don't know.
bullpen help.
Absolutely, you need bullpen help, and one of your best relievers in Jose Alvarado got busted for performance-enhancing drugs earlier in the season. So you need bullpen help, and again, this is just another sign to me that Dave Dombrowski he's going to go all in again this year, as he should, because we've mentioned this. Like this Philly window is slowly starting to close a little bit. And just looking at the other teams that are also in the division, they're on the rise or they're right there. But I like this signing. I like the signing. He is going to need a couple weeks to get right and get back to major league speed and stuff. But hey, man, if there was any team that needed it, it was the Philadelphia Phillies. They need the bullpen help, and we'll see how he does.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of a team that you might have forgot that he was on, 2009 World Series championship team,
Yes,
David Robertson. We were this close for the first season that there were no '09 players left, and D. Robbie comes in and saves the day. So, yeah, just fun fact there. But yeah, D. Rob, he's back in Philly for his third stint. I mean, don't complain, man. You need all the bullpen help you can get. And and D Rob's good, man. You know, he
he
has
is.
good career numbers. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, he's not your lights out reliever like he was back in the day. He's not going to be that. But he is going to be a guy who can come in here and eat up innings and do it at a sufficient level. this is a guy who he's proven, man, and it's listen. Proven arms in Major League Baseball are hard to come by, especially a guy like D Rob who's done it at such a high level for so long. Um, yeah, I mean, I like the signing, and it is very clear that this Phillies team needs all the help they can get, and it's not just in the bullpen. Dave Dombrowski, I mean, is there a conversation if the Phillies, I don't know, slip out of this division lead, if they start to fall off, maybe an early exit in the postseason? I don't know. Is there a conversation for him because he's been in this position for so long with Philly, and yeah, they've gotten close, but I'm still not convinced by this Phillies team in 2025. I'm not because this National League is very, very strong, and yes, they might be in first place right now, but they're up a half a game on the Met. And at any time, that Met team can get hot. Um, I'm not going to sit here and say take anything away from the Phillies, but when I'm looking at the grand scheme of things for the 2025 postseason, it does worry me a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, it seems like Bryson Stott can't hit a baseball to save his life. Not sure what's going on there. I mean, Harper, he's on and off the field this year. Kyle Schwarber, props to him. He's fucking hitting the cover off the baseball. He's doing great. But overall, though, like this Philly team needs help, and I think D Rob was a good start. So I do expect them to be active within the next 9 to 10 days.
All right, let's do our teams. Yankees and specifically Spencer Jones. Kyle, you have the floor.
Alrighty, yeah. So I specifically said that I wanted to kind of focus on Spencer Jones here. Those of you who don't know, Spencer Jones got called up to AAA not too long ago. I just want to find his stats real quick. He's been tearing the cover off the baseball. He's been doing great. So he got called up in AAA and has played a total of 16 games. He's hitting 420, 426 with 10 homers and has just under a 1500 OPS. This kid is fucking lighting up AAA in Scranton, and it's kind of why I want to talk about him because this Yankees team is currently, they just started in the middle of this recording. Um, we are in the top of the second inning in a 3 game series against Toronto. They find themselves 3 games back in Toronto. So you sweep this, you're kind of back into it. Now, the deadline is approaching, and this Yankees team needs to add. I've been saying this for the last couple of years now. I'm not convinced by the team as it is right now. I'm not. I don't like where they're at. Now, you add another bat or two in there, you get me an arm in the pitching rotation, whatever that looks like. Yeah, maybe you have me back into it. Because I want to tell you something. Aaron Judge is going to be 34, 35 going into next season. This guy cannot keep playing like this at this level. And that window is closing. You need to start taking advantage. If you want to get Aaron Judge a ring, you need to start taking advantage of it now. You cannot hold on to these prospects. So, for the fact that Spencer Jones' trade value is probably at an all time high right now, you need to sell, sell, sell your farm system so you can bring some guys in and kind of pair him with Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger. Give me a guy like Suarez out of Arizona. I've been calling for it the last couple of weeks. I like what I see out of him, and we need a third baseman, a real third baseman. You see what happens when you move Jazz back at second base. The dude, I mean, he's playing like Jazz, and you get Goldie getting hot again. You get Austin Wells getting hot. Volpe, he's had a few homers in the last couple of days. Maybe that's the start of something. Yeah, and if you bring a guy like Suarez into this lineup, I love that. And I'll be honest with you here, I'm willing to give up Spencer Jones for a guy like Suarez because Suarez he's the hot bat at the deadline. He's the guy who's gonna go for a high price, and I'm willing to pay a price like Spencer Jones because listen, you're not going to call this guy up in a crowded outfield, so that leaves you a few different places here. You can shove him at first base, which you don't know how that's going to transition to the major league level. Um, his bat is there. He's that type of player, and he plays good defense in the outfield. And Arizona loves their young outfielders. A guy like Spencer Jones can fit in there perfectly. Um, and Suarez, I mean, he's coming over here playing for, third base at an extremely high level, and I mean, you see his stats. He's doing what Suarez does every single year. You know, he hits a shit ton of homers. He hits for a decent average, and his OPS is usually through the roof. And you bring him into the Yankees lineup like that, I'm here for it. And on the turntable too, if you trade Spencer Jones for an arm, hey, I'm here for that too. I heard Mitch Keller's on the trade block, and I heard the Yankees were interested in Key Brian Hayes. I don't know. You send a package to get Mitch Keller and Key Brian Hayes from the Pirates. Well, there you go. You send over Spencer Jones. So basically, the jolt of this conversation with my Yankees recap this week is surrounded by Spencer Jones because the Yankees got to stop hugging these prospects, man. And if they want a chance to give Judge and Cole a ring, you got to do it, and you can't let anything come in the way of that. So. You got to keep Spencer Jones through the Juan Soto deal. Well, now's your chance to sell him. So that's the way I look at it. Now, just with the Yankees, they're starting a 3-game series, like I mentioned, against Toronto. That's absolutely huge, and it could make or break your season. And this, you know, you come out of here with a series win, you find yourself a game back. Um, so I'm here for that, and that's what I want to see. And that's kind of my whole spiel here is just sell the prospect so you can get some guys in here to help Aaron Judge get a fucking ring, man. He's your captain. And you don't want to have him through his entire Yankee career not bringing home a ring because guess what? He's never going to be given the props that he deserves just on personal accolades. It comes with championships in New York. That's how it is over in Los Angeles, so you can attest to that too. That's how that works. And if Judge goes his entire career, he's always going to be remembered for not having a World Series win with the Yankees. And just get him one, man. That's all I'm asking. You don't need to give him Jeter. Don't get five, as great as it would be, but get the dude one. And that's what I'm saying about Spencer Jones. So that's kind of my Yankee spiel this week. Basically, just trade Spencer Jones for whatever you can, and get some guys in here to help Aaron Judge get a ring. So that's it, man.
Yeah, now going to more depressing things, going over to my team, uh, they are not playing good baseball right now. They've been playing bad baseball pretty much for the last like 2.5 weeks, and with an All Star break included there. But they got swept over the weekend by the Milwaukee Brewers, and they just don't look right. I was telling my dad this yesterday. It's like baseball's a long season. Guys are gonna go through bad stretches, but the thing that is very disappointing and very kind of makes me nervous is that everybody's having it right now. Shohei's struggling right now. Mookie, I mean, he's been struggling all year, but he's had his struggles. Freddie Freeman's striking out a ton. Teoscar Hernandez doesn't look healthy. Like, it is concerning about this team. Now, I'm gonna look at it glass half full that things will start to even out. This Dodger team is too good. I'm not saying they're gonna miss the postseason or not win their division still or anything, but man, you had a golden chance a month ago to run away with this division. You were up 9 games on the Giants and the Padres, and it looked like the division was set in stone. Now you've let them both back into it, and now you're gonna have to, scratch and claw to get these games in September and August. But um, it's just the thing that bugs me the most is that I understand that not everybody's going to be 100%. It's a 162 game regular season, and not everybody's going to play at their best all the time. The thing that bothers me the most about this stretch, they're not playing clean fundamental baseball. They're throwing the ball all over the place. They're not running the bases well. They're not getting guys over with less than 2 outs. That's the thing that bugs me the most. Lazy defense. I saw that with Andy Pajes yesterday. Had a routine gimme in center field, and instead of he tried to make a nice catch, and then it went right past his glove, tied the game. And then Tommy Edman making a throwing error at third base. I could give him a little bit of a pass because he hasn't played the position like in 2 years, and this is his first time in a while, and he's still kind of fresh to it. But just the little things in baseball. Like, listen, like I said, I understand you're not always gonna play. You're not always gonna be at your best. Everybody goes through bad stretches. Look at even Shohei Ohtani of all people. It's just lazy. It's just not watchable fun baseball right now. That's the thing that bugs me. And it's all happening at once. Guys can't hit, pitchers can't throw strikes, and when they do, they're getting absolutely pounded, like what the Brewers happened over the weekend. It seems like every time the Dodgers threw the ball over the plate to the Milwaukee hitters, they were just hitting little singles here and there, and it amounted to rallies and stuff. And I'm so glad that Clayton Kershaw was the guy that was pissed off and didn't want to talk to the media anymore yesterday. Clayton Kershaw rarely does that. He always makes his time for the media, even though he probably doesn't want to do it. But you never see him like that. He has to get really pissed off to get like that. And I'm so glad that not only that the cameras caught it, that you were able to hear what he was thinking about. I just hope that the players saw that and like kind of woke some of these guys up. Like, holy shit, we got to get our shit together. Don't give me this crap that a 37-year-old Clayton Kershaw is here just to screw around and get 3,000 strikeouts. This guy's here to compete and trying to win still. And that showed me yesterday of why Clayton Kershaw is who he is, an all-time great. And you know, hopefully the Dodgers can pick this up. They have the easiest schedule remaining the rest of the way in baseball, so I keep hanging myself on that, and I keep telling myself that these guys are not going to all be ice cold like this, forever. But it is concerning. It is concerning. And again, Andrew Friedman said at the beginning of the season that he did not want to trade in July. You're going to have to trade in July, dude. Like, the way this team is constructed right now, they are not a championship team. They're not. They're not. They're a playoff team, but they're not a World Series team. Now it can change. You get Blake Snell back, you get Blake Trinan back, you get some of these other guys healthy. Maybe it'll change, but I hate to admit it. And as Freddie Freeman's talking to the media right now on the field, he got hurt in the wrist yesterday, and it was so concerning to me because he didn't even try to fight to stay in the game. He just immediately walked towards the dugout and took himself out. Which, listen, man, he's Freddie Freeman. He can do whatever he wants. So that was concerning. At least we avoided something drastic because that really would have, derailed this kind of bad stretch that was already going on. But like I said, just my panic level's at a 4 right now. And if you can just take care of business against the Twins and we go on this long road trip and do what you're supposed to do, then we'll bring it down a notch. And listen, I know Andrew Freeman and Brandon Gomes are going to do stuff at the deadline to improve this roster because this is not what I was expecting. Listen, I understand all teams go through bad stretches, and it's happening to the Dodgers right now, but you still have to play fundamental clean baseball. And they haven't done that either. So hopefully we get back on track starting tonight. Thank God I don't have to see the Brewers anymore, at least until October, and then we'll worry about it. But um, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. But it's a little concerning right now. That guys are not playing well, and it's all happening at once. I think that's the thing that's concerning about everything. Like if Mookie and Freddie were still struggling and winning games, all right, fine, we can get over. They'll figure it out. But it's when you start losing games and guys just make mistakes that they usually don't make. That's where it gets concerning. But um, we'll be fine. I hope. I really hope so because this is a team that is. I thought that was going to flirt with destiny here a little bit, and obviously, the 160 wins, which I never thought was going to happen, but that's obviously out of the question now. But just get right for the postseason, I guess. That's all I can say at this point, man. Just do enough to win this division and get home field, and then hopefully you can get some of these guys off of their feet, and we can be ready to go in October again. That's the only thing I can hang my hat on right now. But the Dodgers will get out of this little bad stretch because I know they will, because it's happened to everybody. But we'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, there you go. That was quick. There's your episode right there.
Yes. Yeah, it was short and sweet this week, but
Kind of
I
like
promise you.
I know that feeling, short and sweet. I've done that. Yeah.
I know. I hear that all the time. Um, no, but yeah. I mean, super stoked for what's coming up this week. Please be mindful of all of our socials. We are going to be posting a fuck ton this
Absolutely.
upcoming weekend. And yeah, man, the next time you see us, we will be together. We'll be recording a podcast together as we always do when we're in person. And yeah, man, I will see you on Thursday. That's crazy, man.
It's crazy, man.
Here.
Can't wait to see you again, and it's gonna be a fun weekend. And one more thing before we get out of here, real quick. Uh, we got good giveaways again to this coming week. Uh, Nothing Wednesday because it's a 1 o'clock, but we got Teoscar Hernandez bobblehead tomorrow. But tonight, I'm very much looking forward to this. We got World Series player ring giveaway tonight, baby. You can get one of five players. You can get Kershaw, Teoscar, Kike, Rojas. No, excuse me. You can get Kershaw, Vesia, Rojas, which nobody wants, and then you can get Kike and I think Tommy Edman. Those are the five players you can get tonight, all at random. So the first 40,000 that walk into the building tonight, you'll get a box, and hopefully it'll be something good. But very much looking forward to that. But yeah, man, I'll see you Thursday, and it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to get this going again. Can't wait.
That's absolutely, man. Well, I think that sums up episode 137.
Yep. Next time you see us, we'll be together.
Absolutely.
See you in Cooperstown.
Yes, sir.
Adios.